everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki and I'm the creator and designer at SewUprising.com, and today I wanted to share with you a quick look at what my craft fair bag really looks like after a show. So I started doing craft shows a few months back as a way to bring in a little extra income. I'm definitely doing it as a hobby. I have no goals right now to make it a career, but I've been having a lot of fun doing it, and I've been sharing some information on the blog SewUprising.com about what I've been learning doing craft fairs, calling it Craft Fair 101. And today I just got back from one of my bigger shows this season. It was a 6-hour show in my hometown, so about 15 minutes away from my house. And this big guy back here is the craft show bag I took with me and the one I usually take with me for shows. And it's a mess. So this bag right here is a Sew Uprising tutor bag, and it's the bag I choose to take with me to most of my craft fairs. It's spacious, it's roomy, it's lightweight. It has 2 shoulder straps as well as an adjustable crossbody strap, which means I can lug it many different ways. It makes it nice and portable. It's also machine washable, which is really nice because I can pretty much set it down anywhere and not really worry about it too much. But I wanted to show you all the things that I choose to carry with me for a 6-hour show. Again, this is a show kind of close to my home. If I was doing a show that was farther away, I would probably have a lot more with me than I have for this, but I was really lucky to be close and have it easy. So, I don't know if you'll really be able to tell, but that's kind of what it looks like as of now. This morning it was nice and pretty when I left, not so much anymore. And I'm just going to start taking things out one by one, and we'll talk about them as we go. My hair's all over the place today. First up is a water bottle. I like this kind. I mean, this is a Yeti, but you don't obviously need a Yeti. I just like this travel mug kind because I use it for my tea in the morning and then rinse it out and switch it for water or soda through later in the day. I have my falling apart box of business cards from Vistaprint, I believe. Yeah, business cards. I keep meaning to find some sort of pouch or other organizational system for these because this box opens and there's business cards everywhere fairly often, but I haven't gotten around to that yet, so fingers crossed that happens soon. I have, it's coming out, a phone cord in case my phone dies from doing Square credit card charges throughout the day. I try, of course, not to be on my phone doing any social media things throughout the day, minus a few posts about the event, but the Square reader can definitely drain that phone battery really fast. I have my wallet, and inside my wallet I have cash for making change throughout the day. I have a pen. Simple, easy, right? But you'd be amazed how many times I've gone and forgotten to bring a pen with me, so there's a pen. I have a checkbook because I needed to pay the vendor registration today, day of. It wasn't an option to pay in advance. If I can pay in advance, I like to, but I have a pair of scissors. Just gonna start throwing things on the ground. I have another pen. I have another pen. A lot of pens in here apparently. I have a screwdriver. The metal pieces that I use at the end of my zipper tabs are attached by a screwdriver, so I like to have that with me in case I need to tighten them if any have gone loose. I've also needed it for tables, for the camp chairs that we sit in, for outside booths, for canopies and things like that. If you just heard that big sigh, that was my dog. He is not impressed with me sitting here talking to myself, apparently. I have my Square card reader. And I actually choose to keep my Square inside the box because I just find that this whole system is a lot less likely for me to lose than this. So I make it a point to keep my Square in this box before and after shows. Throughout the day, I just leave it plugged into my phone, but it always goes back in the box when I'm done. Even if I put nothing else away nicely, the square goes back in the box. I have a snack bar. That's a little smushed. I have tissues. I have my personal item bag. So this is actually what I use to switch out between purses on a daily basis, but I also use it to drop and go for this bag as well. And in here, I have a bunch of stuff for makeup touch-ups, lip products, mascara, concealer, things like that. I have hand cream, I have ibuprofen and allergy pills. I have a couple more extra hair ties, some extra jewelry, that kind of stuff, just in case I need any little personal items throughout the day. There's Band-Aids in here usually. And I think that's it. Chapstick, the like. Oh, my chapstick, Burt's Bees. I have another snack bar and a tape measure. So I like to carry a tape measure with me in case any potential clients ask for product sizing and I may not know it right off the top of my head. I also today had to use it because we registered for a 10 by 10 space, and then when we got there, we're given an 8 by 8 space, and we had designed the booth setup and brought display items for a 10 by 10 booth, and there was simply no way it was going to fit in an 8 by 8 booth. So I was able to measure out the booth just to confirm it, you know, before I went and talked to the organizers and asked them to switch us to a different space. So it was handy to have. Speaking of, I have my event information. So sorry, my hair is driving me nuts. I apologize. So I always print out and bring with me a copy of all relevant show information. So the registration confirmation, if I paid ahead, I'll bring the payment receipt, any information about setup, unloading, things like that. I always carry printed copies with me. And again, today it was really nice because I was able to go up to the vendor and be like, here's my proof. I paid for the 10 by 10 spot. I would like to be in a 10 by 10 spot. And luckily it was pretty easy to switch, but it's just nice to have that actual printed copy with you. And then this might be the last thing. Product tags. I always carry extra product tags with me in case any of them get ruined. Today I had a woman set down her coffee cup on one of my product tags. And it totally ruined it. There was a nice big ring around it, so I was able to swap it out quick. I've also used them if I want to change prices throughout the day. It's just easy to swap them out. Yeah, or, you know, little gift tags or whatever. If people want other information, I always keep that in here too. And that's it. The bag is empty. So those are my go-to personal items that I want to have with me in my booth at a craft show. Of course, it doesn't cover, like I said, any of the outside stuff. So the products I'm selling, the product displays, tabling, table covers, canopies, if necessary, any of that stuff isn't on here, chairs. But those are all things you're obviously going to need to have with you as well. These are just the items I want to have within quick, easy reach in my booth. So this bag is usually just tucked under the table and easy to grab. I usually also bring a change of clothes in case I spill like tea on myself or, you know, things get messy during the unloading process. I like to just have that comfort of having an extra pair of clothes with me. I always bring an extra sweater. I bring a change of shoes. I like to wear cute shoes during the event, but then want to have tennis shoes for unloading and loading or running around and doing that kind of stuff, because it's very common that you are unloading not necessarily that close to where you're going to be setting up. To help with that, we usually bring a foldable wagon so I can just pull stuff myself and not have to rely too much on my husband to carry the big stuff. And I think that's it. This booth had concessions open, so I did not need to pack a lunch, but I definitely will bring lunch bags and pack sandwiches and things like that too if there's not going to be concessions, because it's a long day if you're not having anything to eat throughout it. So lots of snacks. That is my go-to. Lots of snacks, lots of caffeine, makes for lots of smiles during the craft show. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and happy crafting!